Hi folks, my name is Adam, and today I'm going to show you one of my absolute favorite OpenTX mixes, maximum throttle overheat protection. Now, why would you want maximum throttle overheat protection? The shorter answer is brushless motors don't like being at full throttle for long periods of time. They begin to overheat and bad things happen. So I'm going to show you how to know exactly how long you've been at full throttle and then give you a cool down period so you avoid damaging your motors. We're going to start by creating a new model. And we're just going to go ahead and select all the defaults for this, but you can add this into any model at any time, no problem. We're going to go into the logical switches page. Here on logical switch 1, I want to say if A is greater than X. Now, for the input, I don't want the throttle stick or the throttle input. And the reason for that is if I have a curve on my throttle, the position of the stick is not directly representative of the actual PWM output to my motor. The curve will offset that, so you can have a really soft bottom or a really sharp top or anything in between. And so what we actually want is the channel, the actual channel output. And on my radio, in the mixes, it's going to be channel 1 for the throttle. So we're going to say we want channel 1. And I'm going to set the value, instead of maximum throttle, I'm going to set it to 70. We'll say 75. Now, what I'm going to say is that if I'm above 75, I want the switch to activate. Now, what I'm going to do is copy this and make another one. But in this one, I'm going to set a min duration for 15 seconds. And then I want the delay, this is how long it's going to be before we activate this warning. And I'm going to set that for 5 seconds. Now, when you set this up on your model, I would recommend 20 to 30 seconds for your cool down. And most motors can handle between 10 to 12 seconds of full throttle, no problem. Some can handle more, some can handle less. Your specific motor may have its own details, but for general purposes, about 8 and 20 is what I'd recommend. And then for logical switch 3, we're going to make it an AND switch. And we're going to say if logical switch 1 and logical switch 2 are active, activate logical switch 3. If I go above 75, logical switch 1 activates, and after my 5 seconds, logical switch 2 activates, which activates logical switch 3. If I come down below 70, my logical switch 3 deactivates, unless logical switch is still active until logical switch cools down. Logical switch 1 cools down, or 2 cools down. And so what I can do with this, here in my special functions, I can say if logical switch 3 is active, play a sound. And for this, I personally like the sci-fi. But we're also going to add a logical switch, and we're going to say play a sound, beep 1. But what we want to do is have special function 2 be anti-logical switch 3. So the opposite, that's what that little exclamation point means. And because logical switch 3 is off right now, special function 2 is on. Additionally, up here in special function 1, we want to change this from a 1x to a 1s. That's every 1 second I want this warning to go off. So now, if I go above 75%, or I'm 70 on my throttle, I'll get a warning. If I come down, the warning goes away. If I go back up, I continue to get the warning. After a period of time, logical switch 2 will deactivate. We're going to change this second warning to logical switch 2. Okay. So now, nothing's on. Above 75 for 5 seconds, a warning occurs. Come down, no warning. Above 70, warning goes off, saying the motor's too hot. Come down below, cruising around, say at like half throttle for a while. Beep lets us know that now our cooldown period has occurred and we can go back up to full throttle without worrying about overheating our motor. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.